Peace to all beings. We are here. Peace, mercy. Okay. Now to explain this Babylon thing and Tower of Babel thing, where what you would say the languages became confused. And therefore you established boundaries basically for the language that you were speaking. And you begin to claim territories, etc., etc. But if you notice the script of your language, for American, it's the English alphabet. But when you look at Sanskrit, there are different characterizations for the letters. In the same way with Russia, Italy, there's different structure in the letters in the formation of words. It's culturally significant. Because in the beginning, everything was oneness, really, you'd say. And then there became this resistance, might want to call it, but a distortion. Everything was vibration and tone. Letters didn't exist. You didn't have names. You had intense, what we would call mercurial feelings that gave you the inner knowledge. You're the one that took the translation and used the letters of your culture. You're in the process now of backing up to the tonal frequency of yourself. That's why I mentioned the letters. First, you have to understand the tone of the letters, because it affects your vibrational system. You notice how you feel when somebody calls your name joyfully. You're there now, but what you don't understand yet is before the words, there's a thinking process that goes on with you, or supposed to be. And you're having conversations with yourself and others, telepathically. And your physical form is the result of that interaction from the tonal frequency above down to your whatever alphabetical lineage you are in. I'm going to have to call it that because the Sanskrit has different tones. All languages have different accents, and it's tonal. And you're going to find out and begin to realize what tones create what colors. The resistance and the shyness from the light, the hiding from the light, the denial of this entity you beings have a refusal to call God, the owner of everything that's everywhere, everywhen. Those of you that are listening to this, we're in this school. I say we. I'm here too. And I understand what you're going through because I'm feeling it. And we have to modify it. We have to get harmonious with nature and our surroundings. And where it's going to hit most is in the spinal column, and you're going to receive it in the back. So this is why I've been saying, slow down and back up into yourself. You want to eventually be finding yourself walking, you're behind yourself and you're seeing yourself looking through crystal light, which is your skeleton eventually. But you're still physical with overlays. You really don't know what the overlays look like. Really, because you're shifting in time and space all the time. Constantly. With age is supposed to come wisdom. This is the one thing Solomon asked for, wisdom. Well, he got himself in trouble too. So everybody needs to pay attention now. Because you are feeling it. And I'm just trying to explain it so you become comfortable with it in your physical form, no matter where you are. You notice the nonsense going on the planet now. It's the vibrational tone that people haven't learned to control. Peace and mercy to all beings. Peace, please. Peace and mercy. The secret is in prayer. because each language has a prayer, and the prayers that were given were put together in such a way that the culture involved with the prayer has an opportunity for enlightenment of itself and within the culture. And that's what's going on right now. That's what's going on right now. So you need to learn to create peace and harmony and listen to the music of the spheres instead of the music of the news, because it keeps you limited. It keeps you limited in that thought process, back and forth between whatever you're talking about, your political arenas. You're above that entity, or should be. You could be above it and come back down, center, peace, and mercy. Because there's a divine programming effect, we'll say it that way. And you're all involved in it, whether you know it or not, because you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't. Responsibility for consciousness is yours. It's in your breath. When you breathe in prayers, the body becomes prayerful. If you have a resistance to some prayers that are given, particularly in the Psalms, I'm using the biblical reference now, then you better check and see where the resistance is. Those prayers were given to open doorways and pathways for a reason. Actually, there's a secret in the prayers. If you've been paying attention to what we've been saying, the message is in the space between the words. And when you start reading biblical texts, as you become more awakened, the text changes in front of you. It goes interdimensional. You see the letters in the higher realm. You don't see them all because it's a contractual structure in the sentence. Literally, Father uses very few words. He doesn't use any words, actually. Yours is the interpretation of words. So there's a contractual happens in the spheres, the light essence of your reading. Yeah? Because when you're reading those things, your overlays start coming and gathering, particularly the solar plexus. Because there's an inner wisdom that really does want to understand. And there's a secret in the Psalms, particularly the Psalms of David. There are clues there for our culture, the American culture right now, as it stands with its language and letters. And the same applies to any culture. I'm telling you right now, the secret's in the Psalms. And that's not a battle you want to get into. Peace and mercy, entities. You're into the doorway of spiritual divinity within yourself and the acknowledgement of yourself and your surroundings. So be gentle with yourself and others, because right now, everyone is trying to understand. Peace to all beings. Mercy for those that don't know. Mercy.